Two, one. What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode here on the JDG podcast. Jimmy Duke's Gaming. Don't let the gaming fool you. We're talking about all types of content and people here on the pod. Today we are joined by this handsome fella, Derek.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate
What's
it.
up, man? I appreciate you coming through, man. How are you?
I'm great, bro. I'm great. Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, man. Just small story is we were kind of chopping it up is how we met. You know, I was gonna go sit down to the Miss Lovely Adriana,
Higgy.
and you know, you were at City Wolves, and I was like, what the fuck? I looked up, hurt my neck and shit. But yeah, man, and then I started kind of seeing you in around the different areas and the events and stuff, and all I heard is great things. Anytime that anybody had said anything about you, it was always good things.
Awesome. That's what I strive for. So
right, were you just paying all those fools off or what?
Nah, man. Nah, not even. Not even a thought.
Yeah, man, that's cool, man. Yeah, and it was cool because when once I found out what you were doing, I was already like, and this is just something that I do. Once I start getting to know somebody, and if they got something cool going on, and if it makes sense, I love to talk to them. You know what I mean? I think it was mutual for both of us. Because you were like, hey, man, I like what you got going on. And I'm like, man, I like what you got going on. You know what I mean? I think that's, yeah, and that's the coolest way to kind of make a collaboration or kind of work together when it comes to whole content, man. So, like I said, I appreciate you coming over here, man.
Yeah, no, thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. So we're going to go into what you do for a lot of people that don't know, that are watching or listening. This gentleman is very involved in the combat sports community in El Paso, and because of his specific skills. And you do massage therapy, is that correct?
Yep, I'm a licensed massage therapist.
Okay, so that's like kind of a general term, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's just like the basis of it.
Yeah.
So you get your certification to be a massage therapist, and then as soon as you get your license, then you can kind of like branch off and specialize in different fields. So I mean, massage therapy, there's a lot of different fields in the industry.
Yeah. So like, just tell us a little bit of like how it led to you like wanting to get in the field, and then just, you know, getting certified. Because I know a lot of people here, you get certified in certain things, it takes some amount of time. But like, what drew you to the field initially?
So I kind of like low key had a passion for this growing up. Didn't know it until later on. Been an athlete my whole life. Played primarily baseball. So, I mean, I remember in high school, people would be like, oh, my shoulder hurts, my elbow hurts. And I'd be like, yo, come here. And I don't know what I was doing, right? But I'm just like, yo, I'm going to like just put some pressure points.
Yeah.
And, so that was high school. I had a pretty tragic elbow injury in high school playing baseball during a game. So like elbow shattered. I wasn't supposed to play baseball again, but luckily I was able to come back in 6 months earlier from my recovery time.
How long was the if you don't mind me, talk about how terrible it was, what kind of injury it was, if you don't mind me asking?
So I had 3 breaks in my elbow, and I had like 2 different ligaments snap off. Damn. It was like a grenade went off in my elbow.
And that, because were you like throwing?
Yeah, from pitching.
Jesus.
So yeah, I was just, I pitched a lot. So I always had elbow issues, always. And so that happened. And then I wanted to get back to, because my surgeon told me, hey, you're not playing baseball again.
Mm-hmm.
So that was tragic.
Yeah, you're like, hold on a sec, I can't do what I love.
Yeah, so I would get to school. I'd get to school early, do my rehab at lunch, rehab during baseball. So I was doing rehab a lot. So got a lot of that personal experience with like the personal training staff. So getting out of high school, I joined the Coast Guard. So I was in the Coast Guard for 10 years. And throughout my Coast Guard career, got a lot of injuries from the job. Like really bad back injury happened back in like 2015. Ended up having back surgery in 2020.
Damn.
And things just like dominoed, from my back to my leg to my neck, my arm, like having permanent nerve damage in my body. So been through a lot of pain.
Yeah.
My whole life. Like the physical pain has been there my whole life. And then, so yeah, coming out of the Coast Guard, I was kind of enjoying being retired and trying to work on myself. Um, and yeah, I kind of just thought like, you got to do something like, what are you passionate about? And just kind of reminiscing back to high school. I'm like, man, like this is kind of something that
Yeah.
you got going on. So, luckily I was able to come back to El Paso. Um, and then I went to EPCC
Mhm.
and did it was like 9 months, a 9 month program. Um, you do that. And then while I was in massage school, I actually tore my rotator cuff.
Damn.
So
You're just like you're
yeah,
just like duct taped all together, dog. Holy
yeah, just like Piggy
shit.
says, I'm fragile.
Yeah.
So, but so yeah, I tore my rotator cuff during massage school, and I was coming up to a point where I had to do 50 massages to graduate. And so I had two of my instructors at EPCC, great massage therapists. They would work on me consistently and to making sure like, I went, they did their MRIs and stuff, tore rotator cuff. They wanted to operate, but I just don't like going under, and because once you get operated on, I feel like it's not the same. So
Yeah.
especially with the shoulder.
Mhm.
So getting my shoulder fixed, I think it's a massage therapy and not needing a surgery. I mean, it did take a while
Mhm.
to get the strength and get the feeling back, but yeah, I mean, it's still kind of weak and stuff right now, but I didn't have to go under the knife. So
Yeah. Well, that's like a good thing too, because I mean, you were talking about like you being hurt, you going through your Coast Guard career, and realizing like, hey, man, I'm getting out of doing all this and want to get back into it. Then you're actually getting worked on, so you're getting like not only not only you're an athlete, then you're getting worked on. So is that when it kind of like you're like, hey, I think I want to just focus on the whole sports aspect of it? Because like
exactly.
you talked about in high school you were doing it, then you were constantly kind of always like working on yourself, and then those guys helping you out. Then you're like, oh shit, like I think this is something I can do.
Yeah, exactly. And even when I was in massage school, I had a couple different routes that I wanted to pursue at first.
Hmm.
Um, but then a couple of my classmates and even my instructors were like, no, like and that's when I was like somewhat training too. I had to stop training because I've only been training. I was training jujitsu for like a year,
Hmm.
and then my back flared up again, so stopped. And then I started training a little bit, do a little bit of striking, and then rotator cuff. So I had to put all that to the
Yeah.
side a little bit just because if I get hurt, I don't have work.
Yeah, man.
So
I mean, yeah, I mean, because if you hurt your hands or hurt yourself or your back or your shoulders, then you can't, focus on everybody else. And that's kind of like shitty too, because I'm sure you love training. You know
yeah,
what I
no,
mean?
it's fun. Honestly.